The views expressed by our guests in the following video are solely the opinions of our guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and or opinions of the Ola 7 podcast show. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Life and Stuff. It's another exciting episode again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here with us right now. And it's about to feel good. It's about to be that time, that exciting time where we get to chit chat with your favorite people and, just get to understand how they think outside of them being famous and everything. Just get to know who is the person behind the celebrity status. And today on the show, we have a star in the Afro-contemporary music scene. His sound blends rich Zimbabwean influences with modern global rhythms. Born and raised in Inyanga, he honed his craft in Zimbabwe before taking his musical journey to the diaspora, where he continues to make waves. With a unique style and a passion for storytelling through music, he's carving out his space on the international stage. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the talented Inamuno, now known as Sambiri.
Noma.
What it do?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Finally, after a very long struggle of you being a diva,
I'm sorry. I was really trying to make this work, and I'm glad I was able to. And thank you for the patience. I was. My schedule is really tight. I've only been home for a month, and I've been doing a lot of stuff, and it's been hectic. But I'm excited to be here nonetheless.
Okay. It's fine. I forgive you. Thank you.
Thank you for forgiving me.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So let's play a game. It's called Who Am I? Zimbabwean Music Edition. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you clues, and then you tell me who this person is.
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm a dancehall king, known for the hits like Mafira Kureva and Batika. My signature phrase is Jano. Jano.
I'm sorry.
What?
Wait, dancehall.
Yes.
Are they alive or dead? It's like
alive.
Alive.
Yes.
Dancehall.
Yeah.
Jano. I'm sorry.
Mafira Kureva.
I'm sorry.
You don't know that.
I'm sorry.
And Batika. You don't know.
Enzo.
No. Hell no.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
A dancehall king.
Dancehall king.
Yes.
Also, as a king.
No, that's a dancehall king.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what that is.
What time am I
the team is wrong.
It's Winky D.
Winky D.
Yes.
Winky D knows I'm garden, but I said dancehall. No, does yeah. Anyway.
All right, next one. I'm Mbira Queen, blending traditional sounds with modern influences. My songs connect Zimbabweans to their roots.
Chiwoniso.
Yes.
Yeah, Chiwoniso is the queen. Chiwoniso is the queen.
Juma.
No, those you are.
I was a pioneer of Chimurenga music, using my guitar to fight oppression.
So it's a guitar player. Chimurenga music.
Yes.
It has to be Tuku.
No.
Who plays guitar? Who does guitar? Are they alive?
Yes, they are alive.
It's a very good question to ask. Pioneer of Chimurenga music. Chings.
No, we had a conversation about this person. Why are you being like that?
Pioneer of Chimurenga music.
Yes, Chimurenga music.
Chimurenga Dimapfumo.
Yes. So why are you being dramatic?
No, but did Mapfumo play guitar?
He does. Does he not play guitar somewhere on his?
I've never.
Is it like a bass guitar or something?
I didn't know. I just know Mapfumo playing.
He doesn't.
I just know Mapfumo singing. Look, this is news to me. I love so much Mapfumo. I've never seen him play.
You've never seen him play the guitar?
I've seen him playing
So
bida.
am I lying?
I've seen him playing bida, and I've seen him sing and dance, and I've never seen him play guitar.
I could be lying about him playing guitar.
I'm gonna look this up
God.
after this. You owe me $100.
Ah, please. You already owe me $100. What are you talking about? Okay, next one. I'm a gospel icon known for powerful voice and uplifting songs like Dear Jesus.
Dear Jesus. Fungisai.
So dramatic.
My mom loved that song when I was a kid. It's like I remember that song like every day. Yeah.
All right, it's okay. Hey, the last one.
Yeah.
I brought urban grooves to the mainstream in the early 2000s.
Oh, urban grooves.
My songs, Diwe Chete was one of the biggest love anthems.
Oh man, can you sing it?
No, I can't.
Just give me a little bit more.
I don't.
Diwe Chete is used in so many urban groove songs.
Yes. Okay, let me give you another.
Yeah.
Another clue.
Yeah, because I know urban
I
grooves.
later on got to sing, what's the song? Aha, Chizoka.
Oh, Rocky. Rocky Chibaba is my urban grooves.
It's okay. You know your music in Bichana, Jago, but how do you not know Winky D's songs? I'm gonna throw you under the bus right now.
No, throw me under the bus. I to be honest with you, I hear so much about Winky D that I'm trying to listen to him when people are not just like throwing him in my face. I'm being honest. People talk about him a lot. I love his music, but I don't know the ones that you referenced.
Which songs do you know? You just know Mugadin.
No. I know the other ones.
I didn't got 25. You should know that song.
No, the other ones that I know is Desculpa, sorry. See, that's a deep cut. That's for like true Winky D fans.
Is that even a Winky D song?
It is. If you go
Nigel, is that a Winky D song?
Google Winky D Coke on the beat and you will sing a song.
It's okay.
It's an old. This one's a deep cut.
It's okay. Let's not fight about it. Anyway.
Winky D fans, please. I love Winky D. I know, you can easily be cancelled. I love Winky D. I love you, Winky D.
But I get that right. Get that right. Yeah. Okay, so now we get down into serious business.
Yes.
Your tip coincided precisely with the Valentines.
Yes.
Did you perhaps come here to see someone special? Special meeting.
Again. I had a show. I actually did a show. I did a Valentine's show.
Oh, is it? How was it?
It was amazing, actually. My very first show in Zimbabwe. My very first show with a band. Actually, Friday the 14th in Newlands. It was amazing. Sang a lot of love songs.
How many people showed up?
It was a good amount of people. I didn't count, but it was maybe, 50.
Oh, that's so cute.
It was a good amount. Like people that I never met before. A few friends from the past and present. And I sang a lot of love songs. My songs.
Were you not afraid that people may not show up?
I was a little nervous, but you've got to take risks. And I was really grateful. That's why I was so touched, because that people spent like about $25 to come and see me. I'm still reeling from that. Honestly, it was really touching, and I was able to talk to everybody who came as well. Like I greeted every single person.
Oh, nice.
And that's the beauty of being a small artist like myself. You really get to have intimate conversations with everybody.
People that follow you.
Yeah, so Valentine's and
so nobody special?
Why
are you kakamaring?
I'm not kakamaring. There is somebody special.
There is?
Yeah.
Okay, but they are not here, right?
They're not here.
Oh, okay. All right. It's okay.
Yeah.
Granted. Sorry, ladies. Okay, now let's get into your background. You were born and bred in Nyanga.
Yes.
Kumakomoyo. Are you Wasu?
Straight up Wasu, 100%.
What is your fondest moment about growing up in the most beautiful part of the country?
Playing outside. I think, when we were kids, we were also poor. We didn't have it crazy gadgets and stuff. So just being outside. I remember, going to the river, fishing for crabs, running around. Neshuga. Panishuga 2 kg. I pindrudza always my newspaper and I wasn't even good at soccer, but just playing outside, enjoying nature, barefoot. That's really my fondest memories of growing up.
Yeah, I think there's a part. Some of the blessings that we got to have an experience is growing up. Kids of nowadays will never experience how it feels to play outside.
Honestly, and for some reason it felt safer than it is now. Or maybe it's just the perception of parents today. But I could just leave the house in the morning, come back, sunset.
And they won't even look for you.
Yeah, exactly.
They know wherever you are safe,
Exactly.
you had food or whatever.
Yeah.
But now it's a different case.
Exactly.
So if someone were to visit Manicaland for the first time, which sport are you taking them to?
Man, so I left Manicaland when I was 15, before I even had the chance to explore. So I can't say I'm the best guide for anybody who's coming to Manicaland. I probably know more spots in Harare, and barely. And I'm also a homebody. I'd say you would come and hang out with me wherever I am, and then I'll show you a good time.
Boring. Boring. So what did your family look like growing up?
I'm one of 7. Although when I was growing up, I used to kill off people because they tarawandis and they nyara, So somebody would ask me, how many are you? I'm like, we're 4. I just killed off 3. I don't know. I think it's because people associated having a lot of siblings with like, I'm not backwards, that's no contraception, family planning, and we were struggling. So they told my siblings, like I wonder. But yeah, now I can confess we're 7. I'm the 5th of 7. And I'm a preacher's kid, so I grew up in the church. Everything revolved around church, singing in the church, playing in the church, serving in the church, and then really serving the community by extension of being a preacher's kid.
So you were in the praise and worship team in church?
I did join after my older siblings kind of graduated. It's almost like following suit. Yeah, I played the keyboard. I didn't really sing until much later when I kind of got comfortable doing both.
So how was it growing up as a pastor's kid?
Oh man, it was a nightmare. I'm sorry for any PKs out there, because the expectation is almost like you're also a preacher, a pastor by extension. So the lens on you is all about what you do is a reflection of your parents, a reflection of yourself and God, and it was too much pressure and just being too close to the things of the church. Sometimes there was no separation from home stuff and like family stuff. So I almost felt like I didn't have a normal childhood because of that. And that kind of deterred me a little bit from like church stuff for a bit. And then I came back to it later as an adult, especially after I left them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So being a pastor's kid, did your parents go to work or they were fully dependent on the congregants and stuff?
I'm well, thankfully, like, my dad, they had, my business, but more like my mom by tengesa. But my dad was like full-time preacher, and my mom would be doing like buying and selling stuff. So it was a balance of both. But I know depending on the ministry alone, would have been a nightmare also. And we were struggling financially. Things were not so great. I know people see me sometimes on social media and they think like, I'm saladu nene. No, taito na moto. No, I'm being real. Like things were really difficult, but I got to experience really, really hard life where like 1 meal a day, NGO, and then also God, lifted me up, and I've experienced really incredible life as well. So I've seen both ends of the spectrum, thankfully.
Okay, and PKs are very much well known for their naughtiness.
It's true.
Mushanja.
Mushaba. Yeah.
Mushaba.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not Mushaba. Okay. So were you part of the naughty ones, or you were quiet ones?
I was like maybe like secretly naughty, But for me, it was more of things. The thing I did that was crazy. I skipped school for like 3 months straight, and my parents didn't know. Just before I went to the U.S., I was at Mtare Boys for like a little bit before I went to the U.S., and I just stopped going to school, but they didn't know. I'd leave the house, wear my uniforms, and go hang out with some friends.
Why?
Because I didn't want to go to school. So that's the craziest thing I've ever done. 3 months of not even getting to school.
You were aware that you're supposed to leave for America?
No, I wasn't. That's why going to America was a miracle for me. Because I actually didn't do well in school at the time.
Now, so then how did you go to America?
God's grace, really.
No, like we want to know the story, the whole details and how it came about.
I went to visit my brother. So my brother tried to take me away from my parents because I was becoming a bit of a burden.
You were that bad.
So I went to visit him. And then when I was visiting him in New York in 2007, I just so happened to start speaking to some friends of his about the situation in Zimbabwe. Because at that time in 2007, the educational system and the economy were pretty bad. And so as I was speaking about it, even though they banga, the situation back home is bad, blah, blah, blah. I was. I'm not going to lie. But then they were like, yeah, we will help you get a scholarship to go to a private school in Connecticut. And then I applied for it, wrote some essays, took some standardized testing. I did well because I studied for them. And then one thing led to the next. And I've been in the U.S. since 2007. Yeah.
Your first time in the plane, how was it?
Oh my goodness. And I flew by myself as a minor. Sorry. But taking it out. Yeah, because my stomach was upset and I was like flying for the first time, airplane food. And then I'm having airplane food for the first time. I think it was Air France. And I was nervous. I was flying by myself. But when you go from Harare to Johannesburg, then you have to find the next gate. It was a whirlwind. I just remember getting to New York, but the plane ride was a nightmare. I was sick and I got to Manyoka, and then.
Well, when I was today.
Padiki. I'm just you, but it's a while back. But it was really just surreal. Still is when I think about it, actually.
All right, so now let's talk about the cultural shocks.
Oh yeah.
And you do everything. Then you get to New York and all that. What was your biggest culture shock?
So I went from growing up in like a lower middle class family, and then I moved to it's a town in Connecticut called Greenwich, where like billionaires live. I mean, I had classmates who were kids of billionaires. So think about it. Like, and then now I'm going to a private school where I was the only black kid amongst a bunch of white kids who are all like driving Range Rovers and Maseratis and Mercedes-Benz cars to school, and I'm just one of them there. It's hard to explain. That's actually what made me get into music, because I was struggling to fully integrate. And then they gave me like a MacBook when I was just like a 14-year-old. They gave like everybody had a MacBook for their note taking and stuff. And then I had GarageBand, so I went out once to a dance, and then this girl tried to grind up on me. But I went like I hadn't as a
PK.
So I got so like shocked, the hormones and everything. And then I was like, I'm never going out again. So I just started coming back from class. I'd sit in my room and then I'd make music. And I started learning how to produce, learning how to sing. And then that's actually what gave birth to what I do now. That's their training.
Did you find it easy to understand the American accent and the American street lingo?
So they were amazed that my English was really good. But my father has a really strong hold of English, and my parents do. Okay. So I grew up, my written and spoken English was pretty good. Okay. Because I also read a lot when I was growing up, even though, education was always provided for us, regardless of our financial situation. So I was good. Even my first essays when I got to school, I was great. The only thing I struggled with was the colloquial, just conversational, cultural context of things and all that, which took several years to kind of get into and kind of feel comfortable, like I'm also a part of the culture.
So, do you come from a musical family though, or do you noise?
No, it was actually my older siblings were the ones who got into it before me.
Okay.
So my brother played the keyboard.
Besides being in praise and worship team and stuff.
No, besides the praise and worship stuff, I'm the first one to really put myself out there. I was the first one to decide Sambiri. you know. So it's like a beating.
It's like I'm beating.
It's like a beating.
So do you remember the first song that you wrote?
Oh my God, yeah. So one of my closest friends from childhood, Zoro, reminds me, because I used to send him my songs. Horrible song, but I thought it was amazing. And it's my love song. Then go my baby shit.
Zoro asatorone song here, nigga video yekudara.
Zoro got song. Cause I gotta be honest with you. I don't even know you know that. Sorry.
So were your parents receptive of the fact that you wanted to pursue music, or they're like stay in school?
So stay in school is always known. Can I talk my parents, my boy? You don't even need to ask. It's guaranteed to stay in school, finish school. And I was lucky that when I got to the US, actually, I got serious with school. So I was doing well in school, and then you couldn't. And I didn't have any way to bank because I would lose my scholarship, and I didn't want to come back here. So I had a lot riding on my doing well in school, because every year they would look at my grades and then say, $60,000 and I needed that, so I got my SHIT together.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So who were your music influences growing up, locally and internationally?
So locally, I remember song Baba pa TV ya Fortune Mparuta. Ndiye wangu ndega. Paneba said, "Shanisa condom, Baba what's my TV?" You know. And that was, I remember watching him singing Achimba and and I was like, oh, I wanted to do that. And then putting him face, I'm banging a song, so, and Alton Edwards. I just want to touch your body. Everybody it was so. They found that song. This is a but, you know, so that was the local stuff that I remember, songs that I liked. They found a Decibel. I think Decibel's album, like, exactly. So that stuff I loved. And then internationally, I grew up listening to what my siblings listened to. So like Donald Jones, D'Angelo, Erykah Badu, Maxwell, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your music revolves a lot around love and emotions.
Exactly.
Have you ever written a song based on heartbreak?
Actually, I have a song about heartbreak on the upcoming stuff.
Oh, yes. Okay. We will then wait to listen to it.
Yeah.
Reason to Leave, Good Intentions, Pandak Kuona.
Yeah.
Which song is the closest to your heart and why?
Pandak Kuona.
Why is it the closest?
Actually, I wrote that song, and then I listened to it the next day, and I couldn't believe I wrote it. I just think the structure of it, the production of it, the melodies, the arrangement is, I'm very proud of that song. Okay. I think I would put that song against any song that I've written and it would still come up on top.
So why the rebrand from Inomuno to Sambiri?
So Inomuno was my name, Innocent Twamuno. And then Sambiri Indinoera Dziva. So Chidawo Chana Dziva, Isusumvui di Sambiri. And I've lived so far away from home that I want to be very close. And the name feels closer to the kind of music that I'm creating, the music that is upcoming, really deep into Shona and our culture, exploring ideas and thoughts that matter to me. And I want to get older and still be called Sambiri than be called Inomuno. The Inomuno. You know, but Sambiri Nechire Mirera. And also in a cultural and significance.
Okay. Yeah. So you've been here for almost a month. What have you been up to?
It's a great question. So I did 2 shows. I said the Valentine's one and then the one after Valentine's. I shot 5 music videos that are coming out this year.
Wow. Any collaborations? Give us the tea.
I do have 2 collaborations.
Okay. You're not giving it away. You're not giving the names away.
I'm just going to release them. It's 2 rappers, young rapper, young rapper snappers.
Okay. Okay.
And and so 6 music videos. I did 2 shows. Visited family. Kumusha kama maguweza kwenda Unyanga, kwenda Magurumondo, kwa Rababa, Kambuzi. Saw people in Matare. networked. I'm here with you. Thank you for having me. So this is also like the combination of everything.
Okay.
Chatting with you here.
All right. So you dropped your EP, your first EP, last year in October.
October.
What are some of the lessons that you learned from that experience?
What I learned is you can just make your plans and people decide what they like. Because the songs that I thought were the hits were just, sometimes meh. And then the songs that I wasn't so sure if people liked. But more than anything, I just learned it takes a lot to put out a project. Just those 5 songs took blood, sweat, and tears and a ton of money to even put out. And that's when I was like, man, I need to grow this thing so that it becomes more self-sustaining. Because right now I fund all my stuff. And I'm like, wow, it's expensive. It's not too that shot. Nobody shot.
You already owe me 100 bucks, please. Don't be funny.
Nobody shot.
So you said people should just start, right? And not wait for perfection.
Exactly.
What's one thing you hesitated to do in your career that you wish you had started earlier on?
In my career or in life?
Whichever one you want.
In life, ndakamwerengera kuswima. Ngathi swim
I can't even swim to save my life. I've tried, but I feel like the water is drowning me and I just cannot.
So ndaiwerengera swimming and I'm glad that I finally can. Sambiri vano Sambira. You can be Sambiri and not know how to swim. So ndaiwerengera and I just decided I was going to do it. I decided I was going to. And I just started.
How long did it take you to learn how to swim?
It took me a month, but of doing it every day. Because what happens is progress just happens automatically, like almost like a switch just flips. So you may even be thinking, I'm going every day, what's happening? And then all of a sudden, I just remember I was on my back swimming and not scared of the water. And then now I just go in the water and I swim.
I don't know. I'm so scared of the water.
You should do it.
Every time I try.
Look at this. Next time.
I tried, bro. I tried.
You never know.
I always feel like the water is just sinking me in. I can't.
No, it's not it.
Anyway, what's the dream collab, locally or internationally, that you hope to lock in by the end of 2025?
To be honest with you, I'm not even thinking about collabs.
Okay.
It's unfortunate because I don't want to say a name just out of the hat. The thing that I'm really praying for is a bigger stage for my music. As it is right now, I'm trying to get the band that I put together when I played at Katiki Tiki on any big platforms that we have. If it's like Jacaranda, what are the big music festivals that happen here? Unplugged, Zimstock, Shoko Festival. Anybody who's looking for Sambiri to just be on their lineup. That's what I want for this year. I want to get on as many stages and show people that I can actually perform my songs live as well as they sound on the radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of young artists struggle with self-doubt. What advice would you give to someone who's afraid to put their music out there?
I'm afraid to put my music out there still. So you just have to do it. The only way to get over it is to do it. But even when you do it, you can still have the fear. So I don't know if I can say it ever goes away. But I think you have to want it like you want to breathe in some sense. So if you're not doing it, maybe you haven't ceased to be at peace with yourself. So don't do it, I guess. But if you really, like for me, I was making songs since 2008 and I released my first songs in 2020.
Yes.
So it literally was 12 years of me wrestling with myself, having a lot of self-doubt. But then eventually when I started doing it, I was like, it's not that bad. I still have doubts. I still have, feelings. I'm like, it's only, but I do it nonetheless because I want it. Like I really want it. So if you really want it, you have to do it.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
So if you could have a one-on-one dinner with any artist in the world, living or dead, who would it be? Who would you choose? And what's the first question you would ask them?
Bill Withers. And I would ask him, what does it feel like to have written Ain't No Sunshine? Because that's my favorite song.
Okay.
It's the simplest song ever written, I think. But it's the most just, it's just a beautiful song. And I would want to know, like, what did it feel like for him to write that song? So simple, but so beautiful. Yeah.
All right. And then my last question. being a Zimbabwean who then moves to America at a very young age and whatnot, did you ever at any point have a time where you are embarrassed to say, no, I'm from Zimbabwe? Oh.
I've never been embarrassed about being from Zimbabwe. I have so much Shona and Zimbabwe pride, and just in general. And if anything, where I was in the U.S., that was like a badge of honor. Because if you say I'm from Zimbabwe, then the ladies and everybody is like, oh, the Zimbabwean dude. So I had more incentive to even say I'm from Zimbabwe. I think maybe sometimes I would just be, I was afraid to say I was a preacher's kid. Because I didn't want to be painted with this brush of like, I'm one from this. And then whatever I'm doing is like looked at in that light. But I have so much Zim pride. That's why I sing in Shona. I mean, my songs are like Western in like aesthetic, but I sing in Shona, and I'm always trying to lift the Zimbabwean flag wherever I go. Right. I'm so proud.
So I asked that because I want to know if people are really aware that there's a country called Zimbabwe.
Oh,
that part of the world.
People don't know about Zimbabwe, but if you say Zimbabwe, they don't know say Mugabe. That dude was Baba Edu. I said, dude, disrespect. When did I get it out?
Okay.
Wa Mugabe.
Oh.
Yeah, he was an icon globally because of how he just spoke and how he stood up against different powers
so
with so much confidence.
Easier to say.
It was easier to say. If you say Zimbabwe, they don't know. You say, oh Mugabe. Like, oh Mugabe. Oh, that guy. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for coming. We're gonna right now, as we close, we're gonna do what we call rapid fire questions.
Let's do it.
So you answer as quick as possible.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
First thing you do when you wake up?
Brush my teeth.
Favorite Zimbabwean meal?
Sadza.
One song Sadza with what?
Sadza ne oxtail and nyeve.
Okay. One song you've had on repeat lately?
Amazwe by Kabza this small.
Okay, favorite. I asked that one. Most used emoji.
The one in my blush up.
Okay. Dream vacation destination.
Inyanga.
Why? Because that's like where you come from. The time that you.
I know, but because I don't live here, so whenever I come here, I want to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
A talent you wish you had.
Flying.
Worst fashion trend you ever followed.
Kufika mazibruga mahombezo. Negoisa short mkati me trousers. You must have fake short mkati me trousers. Just fake a boxer and jeans and trousers. That was bad.
Nyanga or New York?
Oh, I have to pick Nyanga and those Ndokune Guvu, but that's a tough one. That's a tough one. That was good.
A favorite time of the day to write music?
Pakati pe usiku, like between 12 midnight and 4 a.m. That's like where inspiration really hits and you write the greatest songs, at least for me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna give you this time to just say whatever you want to say to the people that follow you, and tell us your social media handles and when we can expect your album and things like that.
Well, first I want to say something to you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate that. The second time we're meeting, we've met, and congratulations on the show and everything you're building. And I see you doing your thing on social media. You're really killing it. So thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you.
And then to people that follow me, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much. I mean, honestly, I couldn't have ever imagined I would be doing this today, because I remember 2020 when I was trying to release music and I was really nervous. And reaching out to my artists, my DMs, they did. But it's actually motivation, right?
Yes, it is.
And I'm happy that people are finding me, sharing my songs, and really encouraging me, messaging me. It means the world. You can find me. I am Sambiri. If you just type in Sambiri on your Google, you can find all my music. I'm releasing my first songs when I go back to the US. I'm actually flying to the US today from here. And I'm going to kind of gather all the songs, the videos. I'm going to get the videos today that are being finished editing. And then I'm going to decide when I will release and what I'll release. I haven't set any dates yet, but I want to do it as soon as I get there. And hopefully you guys will love what I'm putting out there. Because it's really great. And I think my music keeps growing in the depth and the messaging and everything as well.
And so far, how's the reception from people? Are they receiving your music well?
Really well. It's not as quickly as any artist would want. But what I appreciate is that people that find me really love what they hear. And I feel like I'm building genuine relationships, and I get genuine feedback. And I saw that when people came to my show in Katikitiki. They were also adults, like people in their 50s.
So you're making mature music for mature
exactly.
people.
So I'm mature, and I also have young people as well. So having that, spectrum kind of covered is really encouraging. And I mean, I feel amazing, and I'm really grateful. More than anything, I'm just really grateful because I'm doing it from the U.S. to Zimbabwe, and to come and see people resonating with it is just it's a miracle.
And you haven't had any negative.
Oh, there is. People think Dream Salad or Dream Shamisira or Mlanda. Because when I start speaking in English and then maybe they'll figure Dugurangu, Nene. But, the feedback usually is around maybe Ndragu Shamisira or they think I'm trying so hard when I sing in Shona. So people sometimes are like, what do you want to go in and stuff? Or they think I'm actually not. But Dizori Shona and Dotokunda Naganda Shona. Pachawadi. And so the negative feedback has been people thinking I'm an imposter, but this is where I am. I've lived in the U.S. I was born in Zim. I have my foot here, my foot there, but go and Dokumba.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, thank you so much for coming through. I know you're writing somewhere. Otherwise, it's no skamangwana. But yeah, thank you for coming through, and I hope you have a safe journey back to the U.S.
Thank you, and I hope to be back here again when I'm back in the U.S. Mundipa mari yangu.
Mdala mukutofana ndipa mari yangu tichiti kati panapa mundu kundipa wire.
I don't know Kabudu.
But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Please continue to subscribe, like, share, and comment. And also do make sure that you follow Sambiri on his social media platforms. His music is quite beautiful, so you definitely need to check it out and hear it out. I see it's like music that really makes sense, that makes you want to sit down and actually think about your life. So yeah, do make sure you look out for his music. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you again next time. Goodbye.